The following is for mature audiences only. Episodes will contain coarse and explicit language and very serious subject matter. Some discussions will include talk of mental illness, violence, racism, self-harm, but not limited to. Such conversations may also include audible graphic descriptions. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi everyone, welcome to Opinions. Full video and audio episodes can be seen on patreon.com/The Opinions Show. But of course, we do have all the other social media that is mandatory if you prefer. Enjoy the show.
They're like assholes. Everyone's got one.
I wasn't listening to that. And we're recording on, here we go. Counting down. 5, 4. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and so do I.
I screwed that one up. No, you didn't. No.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and so do I. Yeah. Okay, welcome back to the talk show where we pick a random word from the dictionary. That is right. Show the audience that love the audience. Welcome back to the show. Again, if you're not familiar with this, you can enjoy us on the U of the tune, the spot of the phi, and the pay of the tron. Patreon, Spotify, and YouTube. Of course, we're all over the social medias as The Opinions Show. If you want to hear the full 1 hour episodes, head over to a Patreon. Full episodes will be streaming as soon as possible on Spotify and everywhere else. Right now, it's on Patreon. And again, welcome back for those who don't know me. Check out the follow episode. But again, I am your host. I'm known by many different names. I'm not going to divulge that right now because who really cares who I am? But I do have a co-host. Who are you? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cinder. I use the pronouns they and them. I'm a famous drag queen. I don't have a gender I associate with, so I'm gender fluid.
That's great because I love fluids.
Well, so do I. But who doesn't?
What? Yeah. So,
Better
word? You already have the word?
Yeah.
You didn't even build it up or anything. You didn't like make a big show out of it or anything. Did it? And all right, cool.
Do you know the word is? And it kind of goes off with our whole like fluids thing.
Oh, okay. Well, again, this is random, people, ladies and gentlemen, and people who have yet to make up your minds. Cinder, our word for this episode.
Erupt. It's a verb. Erupts, erupting, erupted. Bursts out. To when a volcano erupts, it shoots out lava. Eruption is a noun from the E plus Latin. Eruption equals burst.
Wow.
I know, right?
This is fitting really well. Cool.
And you said not to go sexual. I'm sorry, but the dictionary said.
And how can we not? So, okay, so everybody who's been listening to the previous episode, as you know, our humor is very sexualized. And I mentioned on camera, let's try and keep away from that. And you give us the most sexualized word that we can. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, how can we resist? Like, our humor, like, can we?
I love it.
So,
I can make it not sexual.
well, here, let's talk geology. Geology.
I'm not.
Study of rocks and minerals. Am I right? I'm right.
Yes.
You know why I'm right?
You know more than I do in this one.
Or it's because I'm always right.
That's sure.
Because I'm a man.
Oh, right.
I drink lager.
And I'm a woman. I drink wine.
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that one. You are a whiner, so it tracks.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. You're not a whiner. He doesn't whine. She doesn't whine. They don't whine.
I whine sometimes.
Who doesn't whine, though? Especially if it's like, a Merlot cab, then yeah, you gotta wine it up. You don't promote drinking alcohol, though. I don't drink alcohol whatsoever. I don't really do anything that I can choose to avoid it. I can choose to put something in my body that is also harmful at the same time. However, I do watch a lot of you of the tube, so whatever. Fascinating. Sorry, mouthful.
You said it. Anyway,
It's the best comeback.
yeah.
All right. So, speaking of comebacks, and eruptions.
Yeah.
I did a year of Earth Sciences.
Hi.
Why or what?
I said, all right.
Why? I'll tell you why.
Please do.
I did Earth Sciences because I love nature. I love the outdoors. Now, at the time, I didn't. Okay, so there.
Disclaimer.
I took this only because I thought it would be an easy course.
And it, yeah.
So it had nothing to do with my love for outdoors, which is interesting because at the time I didn't actually love the outdoors so much as I love the outdoors. Oh, now. Interestingly enough.
Fascinating.
Well, this was in high school.
Oh.
And so in our school, my high school, we had this great thing where we had career programs. No, career preparation programs.
Oh.
There were specific courses that were a 2-year term. So you took them in grade 11 and they flowed into grade 12. And then by doing both years, you got an extra credit when going to college.
Oh.
Because that course was all year round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good. You go do that. Had that. I sure didn't have that.
Yeah, I know, it was amazing. And we had it for Earth Sciences. We had it for arts that I'm aware of because I did both. Literally, my graduating year of high school, only thing I did was English, and I spent the other 7 hours of the day in the studio doing either stagecraft, writing, directing, acting, set film. Yeah, like that is legitimately all I did. It was amazing. It was a great, easy course. I mean, easy for me because I also liked it, and I actively did that course. Anyways, so I took Earth Sciences for a year. I really didn't enjoy it. Cool. I would genuinely enjoy it now more than anything. Because I really, more and more in my life, I love being outdoors. I love camp. All that kind of stuff now. I just clicked. I mean, I spend so much of my time outdoors. I'm not working. I'm outdoors. I'm hiking. I'm camping. So a year of Earth Sciences, I got that. Well, and now, more and more, I think to myself, well, a few years back, I thought, I think I know what I want to do since I love the outdoors so much. I'm just going to go into forestry.
Forestry is pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of jobs in that division.
No.
So I started taking a look at it, and I had a meeting with the UBC advisor, the SMU advisor, because it is a little complicated. And in one situation, I understood that I may have to go back and upgrade my high school levels, but then
They can do a test.
well, yeah. But then in other aspects that I was looking, it feels like I didn't have to. So the link from, so it's not that straightforward because there's multiple ways of navigating that.
Right.
And so anyways, started looking at doing that. And then the job that I wanted specifically, and you think I'm going to know this? No, people, I am not going to know this job. You think I would have? No, I don't know the actual job. It was
fancy.
Yeah, it was the lookouts, the fire lookouts that are stationed throughout the mountains. It is shift work, right? You go up there for 3 weeks or whatever it is.
Oh, to make sure there's no virus.
Right, you just stand there, you look, you see logs, you track, right? But a lot of that goes into understanding what type of trees there are, how those different types of trees burn, right. How does the wind affect fire and smoke. So there's a lot of science in that aspect, right?
Right.
Predetermining the potential path.
Right. That's a lot of work.
Well, it doesn't even matter anymore. Because apparently from talking to the advisors, this job now no longer exists specifically.
Well, yeah.
So I was talking to the ABC advisor. It turns out this is how they now do it. Computers are up there with sensors, which, okay, I don't know how well you're going to sense a fire at the other end, but okay, whatever. That's one thing, right? Because I don't think a computer understands what kind of tree is burning, but that's a different discussion of how that works. Because that might not be what the computer is doing, right? I don't understand. Yeah. That might just be catching the wind variations, which is probably going to do better than a human being.
Yeah.
Right? The wind, which direction. It's more accurate, right? It's not just...
It's coming from the southeast. So
exactly. Yeah, right? And then volunteers. Like, great. Awesome. Destroying another industry by volunteering and undercutting everybody else because you need a hobby.
Wow.
And that is also what's destroying the arts and entertainment industry.
With volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Which is ironic that I say this. But the discussion is time and place, not just let's blanket volunteer the shit out of everything to do everything. And that is perverting it. It's not the aspect of volunteering for trade and understanding. And sometimes, because there is no friend discounts. That doesn't exist and it shouldn't exist. You're undercutting. And that's where you end up getting people where they want you to volunteer, but God forbid, vice versa, you try and ask them, and they say, well, no, you need to pay me. Oh, what? So, I don't get paid, but you're better than me, so you need to get paid for what you do? Why? And this happens a lot, right? So that's a huge thing in the art. We're paying. But, you know, the forestry thing, I just have to look at where I can transition it. I'm thinking I might want to be a forest ranger.
Get a uniform.
You doesn't look like a man in uniform.
Well.
But I gotta look at this because turns out there's a lot of different variations. And exactly, right? Because I say this and I don't even really understand all of it.
But there's just nice that you're saying it. Kind of,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
like, write you a ticket. Oh, please, I'll pay for it.
Oh, you're gonna pay.
Oh, I would. Oh, if you are gonna pay it in cold.
Like, yeah. I just have these weird scenarios to be head. Anyways, here. Like, it involves tree sap and anyways.
Oh, I don't mind being in the woods.
Well, who doesn't like some wood? So anyways, yeah, but there's different types of people within that community. And I was thinking, I just might want to work for the city as the people that take care of the public facilities. Go around and each night, check the garbages, lock up, make sure nobody's hurt and so on and so forth. That's a section of it.
Well, yeah.
And it pays well.
Well, yeah.
But then and again, I'm not getting the title of it, there's rangers, the people that are sort of a side or subgroup of the police. And they're the ones, right, and so they're the ones, but that's a different education level I'm learning that I have to upgrade.
They can actually get a ticket.
Right, and so it's the type of thing where they go in and they check campsites for, are you littering? Are you making a fire? Are you camping where you shouldn't be camping and endangering all these things? And I'm thinking, that could be a good position of authority because I like that, but also I'm a very casual person. So I'm really good with people and I see myself being the kind of person where it's like, all right, listen, I don't want to get you tickets. You're making my job harder. Just clean it up. I'll be back in 30. You know, like, I'm not just gonna...
Yeah, you're just not going to
right?
hard.
Because some people also don't know. And some of the regulations on camping and so forth, they are not easy and they do it on purpose to attract people. So it's just a matter of me looking, what is the further education that we need to go back to? And that's a huge thing, because knowledge is power. We all know this phrase. So that's where I'm looking at my future potentially, is looking into that aspect, because I'm loving outdoors.
I see that.
So volcanoes, not really my thing. A little too warm. I mean, I would rather live in somewhere warm climated, but that's my thing, right?
Well, I would hate to live anywhere where there's an eruption of a volcano anyway, as I don't want to burn. I'm already hot enough as it is.
Yeah, stop righteous.
Sorry.
You're so Canadian. Did you hear how you said that?
I did. I just realized it myself. I'm like, I just said it like that. I can't believe I just said that.
It's okay. Don't be sorry.
I love it.
For those of you who have no idea what just happened, take a look at the video version of this. So anyways, is there something in your mind that you might want education-wise? Something big in that nature?
No, it's not really not in forestry, but
No.
I mean, like if I were to go like back to school, I think mine would be more in the field of like, I hate to say this, but a community police officer.
Then I'm going to say like proctology, because you have experience in classes.
No, nothing sexual. Like, I mean, actually,
I
I
would
would
say sexual.
what that.
Again, he does this.
But me, it's more like it's me. Well, not so much a police, but I'm really like a police liaison, where it's like I'm a community member that works in the middle between just the civilians from the Yeah, the citizens of the bank of the city versus, and also like negotiation between, like I'm the middle person. I don't know what it's called.
Mediator.
A mediator, but like where it's focused more for those who don't have voices, like homeless people. Where I came from that area, sex workers, where I came from that area, like there, and just being able to be that voice for them, get to make sure that their needs are getting that more, and that's was like where I want to see it. And I try to be like I kind of had run city more like that. But I mean, that I think it should be more recognized, since like there are some people in the city that are afraid to speak up against authority figures and politicians that may not be anything or helping the less fortunate people. So that's where I would like to be.
Which is interesting. And I see why people are scared or nervous about it. I'm at the point with certain things where I think to myself, I have nothing to lose. I'm the best person. You can't do anything to me.
Well, that's where
I
I'm
have nothing to literally.
I'm in the same category.
Yeah, I mean, it's great actually. It's been
We're hiring when you're butting heads with like people that are not listening and because they want it their way. It's like, okay, come on, like you say one thing, but then you're telling me another thing that it's contradicting what you're saying before. Why are you even hearing this at this table with me? Like, why? You're not here. Yeah, you're just
want to get laid of you.
Yeah, you're just here for the pay.
I mean, I say this, but it's interesting. We almost had an easier life before medical science was invented.
Oh, totally.
We had less people struggling. I mean, that's only, in part, population issue. But also, there's two aspects to it. One, less people struggling with issues, right? It was the survival of the fittest,
Yeah,
right? So we had less people reliant that we had to take care of.
correct.
So let's drain the system in that regard. The problem is you have these lazy people who are draining the system for no reason.
Exactly.
But then you look at that, and if you look at certain physical ailments,
Right.
which we kind of can't,
Get into.
we can now not get into, but like explain easily.
Well, yeah.
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 If you look at the history of where we were in this region of the world and when we started to come across to do the gold digging and all that kind of crap, if you're looking at ailments and how they're, and not even here, like around the world before we understand cleanliness,
Yeah.
right? We drank a lot of alcohol.
Well,
Because it was cleaner than water.
because alcohol is also a form of like way of trading, and it was like
Exactly.
payments,
Right.
right? And
Well,
so
we didn't understand though is drinking while pregnant is going to cause fathers. We drink all the time as humans, right? All the time. We didn't know. And so when somebody was born with an ailment because of alcohol, we just didn't understand that it was because of the alcohol. We thought it was some other reason. And like in some cases, people were like, "Oh, this person needs an exorcism." No, they don't need an exorcism, right? And in a lot of cases, at that point, people just didn't survive long because no modern medicine, but we also got rid of those people, right? So,
did we really thought? I wonder sometimes, like, didn't they say we do, but like, really, like, we don't know what really happened. Like,
in what regard?
well, I think about like people who pass on, like, and I look at the coroner's office and everything, and like they're so backlogged on processing bodies.
Yeah.
Where are they keeping those bodies?
In the fridge.
Yeah, but if they're so full, where are these other bodies being stored?
No, I don't think there's that many bodies. It just takes a long time to do an autopsy. That's what I mean by backlogged. Yes, there's bodies, but I think just the time frame that it takes to actually do all the analysis is not like it is.
There's only one person that does this.
No, there's not many. Like it can take weeks and months to do some analysis on autopsies.
But we're so medically advanced in our system.
If it is the amount of people, just don't have enough. I think it's just also it's not a sexy industry. So they're like, well, we're missing
Like funerals.
Well, yeah, it's like sort of like saying, well, we need more nurses. And we're going to help people to become nurses faster and give credits and pay more money. Hey, that's a great idea to do that. Here's the problem. Nobody wants to do it, no matter the benefits. It's not about how easy we make it. It's not a sexy job anymore. Nobody wants to work in this industry anymore. So
They're overworked and underpaid and overstressed.
but it's also not true.
I mean, I would love to be a nurse. I've thought about doing medical. Be like,
But it's not really that fun anymore. Everybody wants to make money online.
Well, see, that's but
Like,
and yeah,
it doesn't matter how much they're offering. Your numbers aren't going to go up if the job's not of an interest.
yeah, I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm looking at more of the time and
But people are looking at the numbers.
but those are
They're stressed out and they can't pay the bills off. It's not paying enough for them to go through that bullshit. But it's also, but even besides that, it's just not a fun job. It's not, nobody wants to do that anymore. And the people in the industry, a lot of them, are immigrants.
well, yeah, because Canada's.
But it's also built different as well. Immigrants from other cultures are more family based. So
Yeah.
for them caring for other people is a huge thing,
Yeah,
right? It's just not a fun job anymore. That's the thing. So it doesn't matter what you offer. You're not going to get more people because nobody actually wants to do it.
right.
So you're like, well, we're doing all these things. Like, yeah, just because you're doing it, if you don't have the people interested in this job, then it doesn't matter what the benefits are. They're just not a sexy job.
What about teacher?
Because it's the same thing.
I would love to be a teacher. I thought about that too.
Yeah.
There's so many different like things. Like I know that I would do really well like educating people, kind of like sharing my story.
Yeah.
And I've been awarded from the city of Vancouver, gave me an award for like being an outgoing person that was making a difference within my community. And I didn't ever expect to be nominated for such an award either, right? So yeah, that was rather interesting if that happened. But
Well, tell me that.
so in 2008, I was part of the city. So there was a program called still happens called the City of Vancouver Youth Award. So it's part of City of Vancouver, and there's a working group, and I was part of the working group to help decide on what type of people we would get nominated and like and the criteria. Like we had to grade them all through a certain like standard of black and white by the like their contributions and who was supporting them and whatnot. And while I was on that working group, both two organizations that put my name forward, and I didn't realize that when my name was put in that they accepted mine, and like I was already accepted for the person to be the recipient, that I didn't find out until the very like closer to the end when we were coming up with the list, and then I saw my name on there, and I'm like, because there was a rule that no one in the working group was allowed to be nominated, but I got nominated, and so they made an exception, which was really bizarre because it stated when we created this book that no one should be nominated within the working group.
But you're one of those people that knows someone on the inside that everyone hates. Got it.
I didn't want to be nominated. That's the thing, though. It's like I was working in nonprofit at the time because I was also very new at being HIV positive. So like, which was the other aspect of why I make such a huge contribution into my communities, because I was a person who was 21, newly diagnosed back in 2006. It really changed my whole entire life. And it still has changed my life in such a way that I still struggle because finding an intimate partner at that time was hard, and it still is hard to me. Like I still feel like I'm a dirty person and treated in such a way, but like I really put all of myself out there to let people know that just because I live with HIV and I'm undetectable, and the way our medication is, that doesn't change who I am. It's just a small factor about who I am, and I shouldn't be judged because of one little aspect that I have. I know precautions that I need to take, and I make sure I'm on my medication every single day, right? And so that keeps me not being passed, but still I'm treated differently. And so when I would share my story, that was how I would start off, and then I got the award from the 19 to 24 category, which I was quite shocked and also, but very honored at the same time. Yeah, but it's stuff like that that kind of like really helped me figure out like where I'm supposed to be. But like in a lot of times, I join a lot of different things. I'm always on different boards, and like I'm always involved in my community because I feel like there's going to be a time that I'll join a group that they didn't have anybody like me, and they want to consider people like me unless I'm involved in their organization or on their boards or on their advisory committees and something like this, right? Like, so that's why I say, like, if I ever find a job, like, I want to be that mediator or that person that can help those who are start to say something, right?
Well, that's the big thing we have to look at is life experience and not just education.
Well, and that's essentially like more places now will consider your life experience as equivalent to having a degree. Like I locked out when I was working for Health for Matt. I know it right, but like that's an organization that I have got to spend a year with in a particular position that I am experiencing, and I quit because I felt like I wasn't good enough. It wasn't. I never got fired. I quit because I felt like I wasn't achieving the things I needed to achieve within that organization. That I got scared. I'm sure if I didn't compete, I would still be in that position. But I also, in that year, learned more about myself and areas that I needed to fix because I wasn't my true self. I wasn't being able to do my 100% of my position.
So why don't you just tell everybody, and this is not something you're going to buy because we should talk about this. Tell them what is Health Initiative for Men, because it is an important company to discuss. So explain to everybody who has no idea.
So Health Initiative for Men is a grassroots men's organization that focuses on sexual health for the gay community. So men who have sex with men. We have a clinic where you can go get free testing done for HIV, any STIs, Hep C, and it's a health partnership with Coastal Health Justice, and so it's available for men who have sex with men. It doesn't. If you feel like you belong at Health Initiative for Men, then you are part of Health Initiative for Men. We have people who are gender diverse folks who are maybe female born but identify as a male. They're allowed to be part of our community if that's how they identify. As long as you're like a male, somehow identify as a male, if you're like you are a male, then you're welcome at Health Initiative for Men. And I'm a gender diverse both. And I still go to Health Initiative for Men because they do offer such great service, and they're one of the male organizations that focuses on the male population. So
let's just say male. Let's just say sex of the person first.
No, it means.
Well, I say that because there's scientific difference. They understand it more than someone is a general GP. Because they only have like 10% of knowledge, whereas this group really is educated themselves on what it's like to be born that way, and where it goes from there.
Right, and they also
that's why we say male.
And they have 4 colors that they focus on, which is like social, health, physical, and education. And when I was involved with that organization, I was focused on I was the sex workers. I was a program coordinator for sex worker support. And so, which was created when there was a program called Hustle. A friend of mine used to create it, and Hustle is a program that's now changed into what it's called now, was for for the boys who were escorts, working the streets. And that's how Hustle came about. And then it advanced into the program that is running, and that's our sex workers. And let the residents say the male sex worker supports. There we go. And so we focus on decriminalization of sex work.
Yeah. And I mean, they've been behind 30 years or so at least.
Yeah.
I would say.
They started back in 2000, like the year I came out, which about, I think 2006, 2007.
I'm going to say it earlier, because I swear I remember them. And I moved to Vancouver in 2005, and I swear they were there.
No, well, they could have been, it might have been just starting, because but I mean, like, I know they were officially an organization by 2000.
Well, that's where it changed. Yeah. And so, well, yeah, I mean, they offer a plethora of services.
So yeah, now we have there's mental health counseling,
groups, there's arts, there's gatherings, there's anybody under the sun who identifies in that aspect, and they're really get an understanding of where you fit in that, because you have to, if we're talking like, for example, medication or STD or STI prevention, because prevention is treatment, right? And so if you're looking at that, you do have to have an education about a person's biology, because when you're prescribing something, it's going to react different. If there's no understanding of how that body has changed or how it's changing, then you're not necessarily going to be able to prescribe the right food to help them.
Right.
And so it's just providing all these great, useful resources for people that are trained here because because we need it. Simple. You need help. That's that.
And for disclaimer, like I don't currently work for Health Insurance Men, but I hope that if there is somebody who is listening to this podcast and hears that I've been talking about Health Insurance Men, this is my only opinion about how I see the organization is because I'm not the true spokesperson for the organization. Therefore, I cannot be held responsible.
Well, we're just describing what they do.
I know, but I'm like,
That's all.
but even I think the way that what they do, I may not have it fully correct, and so I don't have to.
Well, you're a small part of the organization, right? There's a lot that it does
still,
how they do.
There's a certain thing that has to be said regarding that organization, and there's, I mean, you can always go to checkthemout.ca.
Yeah.
It's their website, and they
offer
actual
so much.
And and you can do anonymous testing too. That's the thing. Like everything can be how you want it to be at. So
yeah, there's a lot of great resources on that website.
I miss working for them, to be quite honest. Like I wish I didn't doubt myself so much because I felt like I was starting to just figure out myself, and they actually kind of helped me figure out a lot of myself. Being involved with them, like I'm still involved with them and still volunteer with them. And the fact that I'm still being accepted by that community, by that organization, is something like they could have said I could have happened. Wait,
You left on appropriate terms. It was just you took yourself out of an equation because you didn't want to. I feel, and not what I saw. Take yourself out of a situation where you didn't want to give less than because there could be problems if you're not focused, if you're not there, if you're questioning.
Yeah.
You can't provide proper service if you're not you can't help others. You can't refocus. Like it's not, and you have a quality of service, right? So if you didn't leave in any bad terms, and the thing is, they know that because they're all about health.
Yeah.
So that's even better because they're going to understand.
And they do. And
Exactly.
And I still
There's no reason to not help them. I think they're a wonderful community base. I would love to see them advertise more, but I mean, it's not that easy.
Well, because they focus more on like what's going on currently within the community. Like the AMP was a big thing, so we were out there, and we were out there
Constant promotion.
on the streets, promoting, giving tests, giving shots to people. Like I find like that's what health initiative and health initiative for men. It's about like it's like the current crisis moments that are coming about. Like they're about the flu shots. They they want to make sure that anybody who is in the gay community, that our health is up to date and that you're being protected by whatever you need.
Huge thing. And I know the world is changing, but there is an aspect still.
Hi everyone, if you didn't already know, Opinions has new episodes every Monday. And if you'd like to watch the full video and audio episode, head over to patreon.com/The Opinions Show. Opinions is recorded live in Vancouver, Canada, and on location at the Bump and Grind Cafe, and is a production of atkafilms.com.